What have you been finding out today?
Well, Chance, we now know that he has a substantial digital footprint, not just from the online forums that he frequented, but from his posts of himself and the music videos that he created. Another American mass shooting, another list of social media posts by the suspected gunman.
I don't know what got him to this point, but let's ask that question of so many people.
Experts say 21-year-old Bobby Crimo III is part of a specific group of extremists, one that doesn't display a traditional ideology, meaning he's not political in one way or another. His focus doesn't seem to have been race, religion, or gender, but rather the focus of his extremism is the violence.
He was immersed in these forums, in these chat rooms, in these communities that are designed to break down one's inherent reluctance to shooting, to the use of violence. The space between violence in the digital world and violence in the real world is eliminated.
Alex Newhouse, who studies extremism, says these platforms are designed to help a person become desensitized.
They literally want to break down the barriers in your mind. They want to transform your brain chemistry.
The way they do that through videos, at times similar to the music videos Crimo made.
Extremely quick cuts between different scenes, the use of seemingly incoherent types of content, the use of millions of different, seemingly millions of different influences and inspirations from all different types of internet community.
At times, some videos can be gory. In others, it can be the use of imagery, like the stick figures in Crimo's video, coupled with static noise. His posts, his clothing, his music videos, even his face, riddled with numbers and symbols depicting an allegiance to this cause.
As of yet, don't think that any of those numbers have particularly deep importance. Rather, the process of engaging with those numbers is the important part.
As photos have surfaced online of Crimo at Trump rallies dressed as Where's Waldo, draped in a Trump flag, Newhouse says he did not necessarily attend those rallies out of support for the former president.
They use humor, satire, irony, and trolling engagement with politics as a way of undermining politics as a solution to the world's problems. The more they can make politics seem ridiculous, the more likely they are to convince other people that politics is meaningless. These communities are obsessed with violence because they view politics as failed.
And while officials search for a motive, these radicalizations happen quickly through a computer screen and become a reality often before anyone catches on. Chance, one of the things I thought was most interesting that this expert told me is that if you and I were watching these videos, we might not pick up on these essentially subliminal messages that are being put out there for the people who do pay attention to these kinds of videos. And the way that they are able to radicalize a lot of these people is that they are confused by a lot of the imagery and the numerology that we're seeing in these videos. And then they go to Google it and search more and more. And that is how they get down this rabbit hole and get radicalized so quickly.
Okay, yeah, this is brand new because it's not a game. It's like this alternate life game. Can I make sure I understand this then, Alex? Is he saying attackers can't stop themselves from carrying something like this out, or it just makes it easier to engage in violence?
Essentially what he's saying is that they can't stop themselves because he says a lot of times people in these forums, not necessarily the suspect, but a lot of these people consume this imagery while they are on drugs, and that the continuous consumption of this imagery essentially changes the brain chemistry, and they are no longer able to distinguish fiction, their online world, from reality, the real world, and therefore they are able to do essentially what the rest of us consider unthinkable.
Wow, okay. And then, Alex, the suspect also has a known history of mental health issues, including threatening to kill his family, apparently, according to official reports from the past. Seems to be some confusion in reports about whether red flag laws could have stopped this attack. What did you find out?
So red flag laws do already exist in Illinois, but it's unclear whether they really would have made a difference, because when the police went to his home and confiscated weapons, not guns, back in 2019, he was never charged, though they passed the information, local police, onto the state police. They never passed They never charged him, and therefore it likely would not have shown up on a background check, which is really what people are looking for when you are buying a gun. One other thing I do want to note that we are going to find out likely in the coming days is what age he was when he purchased these weapons. He's 21 years old now, but Illinois has a law called the FOID law, which means that if you are under 21 years old, you need a parent or legal guardian to sign off on your purchase of a gun or of ammunition. So there was a lot of questions about whether he bought these weapons recently or whether these were purchased before he was 21 years old. And if that is the case, who signed off on those purchases?